Next up, we have Shawn Dumont talking about peace signs of Vermont.
All right, first I'm going to give you a brief history of the peace sign. In 1958, English designer Gerald Holtham designed the peace sign for the Direct Action Committee Against Nuclear War. He used a semaphore flag symbol for the letter N for nuclear, that's the down angles like this. And then he used the D for disarmament, which is the vertical line that goes like this. And then he smashed those together, put a circle around them, and now we have our modern peace sign. He intentionally didn't trademark the symbol. And so in the late 1960s and 70s, it was adopted by the Vietnam War protesters as a general symbol for peace. So on a random drive through Vermont, I noticed a peace sign seemingly in the middle of nowhere. And after that, I started noticing it kind of everywhere. So my kids and I, Jasper, who's 4 in the back, and Zoe, who's 8, also in the back, we started spending our Saturdays driving around Vermont looking for peace signs. Sometimes we invited friends, but mostly it was the 3 of us. We'd pick a general direction, taking back roads only, and just see what we could find. Aside from finding peace signs, we had 3 other objectives. One was to find a swimming hole. The second was find a good place to get lunch. And the third was to get a creamy. So you can imagine our heads were on a swivel as we drive. Around every turn and every hill, we'd hope to find this, a barn with a big, beautiful hand-painted peace sign. And inevitably, from the back seat, I'd hear, "Dad, peace sign!" And I'd jam on my brakes, turn around. We'd pull into the driveway, grab our cameras, jump out of the car, and head to the front door. And on the way, I'd say, "Hey, Zoe, you got this." She would stand tall and confident as we knocked on the door. And someone would come to the door, and she would say, "Hi, my name is Zoe, and I'm with my dad and my brother Jasper, and we were wondering if we could take a picture of your peace sign." And we were always met with kindness and a big smile, and the conversations were really easy and magical because we had this connection, this sort of core of this value around peace that we shared. And so we felt comfortable going into strangers' homes, and we met these really incredible people. We met Dom at his home in Wolcott, and couldn't believe our luck. We drive in, we've never met the guy. He comes out and he's really excited to have someone in his driveway, I guess. And he's all smiles, and Zoe gives him our spiel, and he says, "Yeah, it's so weird you're here. I'm actually in my barn right now. I'm cutting out peace signs out of plywood." And we were like, "That's amazing." And we toured his property, and he told us about this barn that he's overhauling and turning into an art gallery. And as we left, he gifted Zoe one of the plywood peace signs. We got to meet April Cornell, who has this amazing peace sign, but peace signs all over her building, and arguably the most iconic peace signs in Burlington. And I got to talking, and we chatted, and I said, what's your story? And she said, "How'd you get to be this amazing designer?" And she said, "Well, I was in Amsterdam, and I decided to hitchhike through Europe, through Turkey, through Iran, Pakistan, and into India. And as I was on this journey, I just started buying all these textiles, and I'd ship them home. And then when I got home, I would just start making clothes out of them." And it was kind of amazing. We met all these incredible people. We met Toby, a gravedigger. We met Paul, the accountant. We met Robin, an 86-year-old human rights activist who lives here in town. All because we just knocked on their door and introduced ourselves. And experiences like this time and time again. We would go to meet these folks, and we'd be blown away by their stories. And I kept thinking, how did all these wonderful people end up here in Vermont? And what I learned is that a lot of them came here as settlers during the Back to the Land movement. And I think they were looking to escape the hustle and bustle of city life, and they were looking to find a new way. They came here to establish or build a utopia or whatever. But what they found here, I think, was fertile ground. And a lot of them kept talking about the people that were already here when they got here, the true Vermonters. And so I think Vermont, for a lot of them, was a utopia. And then rather than change it, they helped to sort of shape and maintain it, the things that made Vermont so special. Some decided to start local organic farms alongside the generational farmers that had already been here. Some people opened co-ops to support local agriculture. And as a note, Vermont has 3 times more co-ops than any other state in the country. They opened farm-to-table restaurants as a response to the industrialization of food systems, which again, support local agriculture. And yes, they opened creamy stands. These folks had a deep understanding of their community, and they actively supported their local economy. Vermont was the last state in our country to get a Walmart in 1995, and it still has the least number. And to me, that felt like proof that Vermonters support their own. I came to realize that me and my kids throughout this experience had been benefiting. We've been benefiting from these efforts all summer. Jasper, Zoe, and I have been swimming in these beautiful clear rivers, eating incredible meals that had come from our local farms, and eating a lot of creamies. During our adventure, we would often joke, "Oh, that barn would have been so perfect if only it had a peace sign." And so we reached out to our local farming community, and yeah, did it go? So we reached out to our local farming community in Intervale and asked them if we could paint a peace sign on their barn, and they said yes, and we painted it. And I think the last thing I'll say is that the peace symbol is a symbol that folks, they know when they come here to Vermont that they're entering a place of ideals of peace, connection, and community that still resonate here. And if you want to paint a peace sign on your barn, let us know and we'll help you.